Today we have the Koss KPH30i, and before I get into it, I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. My desk is very messy right now and I haven't got into reviewing other IEMs as I am having a busy Christmas, but I hope everyone is having a Merry Christmas and also a Happy New Year for everyone. So anyway, we have the KPH30i over here. This is for people who want to experience an open back headphone on a budget. But let's get into it. Let's start with drivability. No amping required. You can run this off your smartphone. It was designed to be portable, as you know, this is a very light headphone, so you don't expect it to need amping. So for sound signature and timbre, sound signature is definitely warm. You will notice that. The timbre is excellent for the price. So with that, let's first get into the bass. The bass is tuned very well. It does not sound anemic and weak, but it doesn't sound overpowering either. So there is a noticeable amount of mid-bass bleed into the mids, but I still wouldn't consider it to be a big issue. The advantage of a pair of headphones over IEMs is that you will feel more of that sub-bass rumble on your ears, even if the bass is not that pronounced in the mix. Just don't look at this pair as something neutral. You will not get that with this headphone. This is definitely a warm headphone. I would describe it more as L-shaped than V-shaped. But yeah, this is definitely not a neutral headphone. Even with my praise for the bass, it still has its issues for sure. So the bass may feel slow and sluggish at times, and at times even a bit grainy. It ruins the experience for me, but at this price, for an open back headphone, I have really no complaints. The mids are not recessed, but they will sound recessed due to the mid-bass bleed. I could say that the mids are more on the relaxed side of things. So if you're a person who's sensitive to shoutiness when it comes to vocals, then the KPH30i will definitely be a safe pick for you. But there's really nothing special about the mids. But it's not bad. So onto the highs. The only pro I could say about the KPH30i when it comes to the highs is that they are very relaxed. You will see it in the graphs as well. There is no treble extension. There is no airiness in the highs. So if you're sensitive to sibilance, I am 100% sure that this is not sibilant. But the highs are definitely lacking for me, and you will notice it in the trumpets, flutes, cymbals, and hi-hats. The instruments in the high frequencies just don't get enough definition in the mix like they're supposed to. So for gaming, I wouldn't really recommend these for gaming. Don't use these for gaming. I mean, yes, there is some sort of directional accuracy, but it is just lacking. I do not recommend these for gaming at all. Hearing footsteps on the KPH30i is like hearing a big blob of sound instead of getting pinpoint accuracy. So unless you're playing single player non-competitive games, do not buy this for gaming. It is not good at gaming. There are a bunch of IEMs that are much better than this for gaming. Do not buy this for gaming. You will regret it, I promise. So for Soundstage, I don't really... Okay, if you're looking for that wide and big soundstage, this is not it. Yes, I could confidently say that the soundstage experience on the KPH30i is kind of big, but it is not big enough to give you that wow factor. So if you're used to the soundstage in budget IEMs around $10, like the EDX Pro, the VK4, the MT1, then this is definitely an improvement, but this isn't the complete open back soundstage experience. Even my blonde BLO3s have better sound staging than the KPH30i. When it comes to detail retrieval, no. Again, I come back to the BLO3. The BLO3 has much better detail retrieval than this pair. I would say in terms of IEMs, the detail retrieval on the KPH30i is similar to those IEMs within the $10 to $15 price range. Okay, here are my concerns. If ever after what I've said about this headphone and you still want to buy this, here are my concerns. So the build quality, it is all plastic. So that's all plastic. Everything here is plastic, and there's a piece of rubber right here, the suspension band for it to hang on your head. It's all plastic, and this is foam. Yeah, there's just some generic foam. There's nothing really special about it. On the ear pads, I will get onto the pads later, but let's start with the overall build quality first. Don't expect much. So I have heard of people who have snapped their KPH30i like here on the top of the headband. That issue is probably due to the excessive clamping force. So when you first receive the KPH30i, mine just hang like this. Now, because I dipped my KPH30i in hot water and I did this to it. I held it, so now the resting clamping force is about here. But when you get it new, it will be like these things will literally be together. So the clamping force is very excessive and it will give you a headache. So I really recommend you do the boiling water trick. So what I did is I removed this. This is removable, by the way, and it is easily attachable, so don't worry about it. So I removed this and I dipped the headband in hot water, just the headband. So not the drivers right here. So just the headband, just dip it in boiling water and stretch the KPH30i. Leave it there for a minute and then dry the headband and then put it on like a couple of books, or just hold it for like 5 minutes, or maybe even wear it. So yeah, that's eventually it will retain its form like this. But I do want to warn you, do not overstretch it, and do not. Okay, pretty much there is like, you have to maybe dip it in hot water a couple of times to get the clamping force perfect. I did mine, I think it was 3 times or 4 times. I think it was 3 times. So yeah, you will have to figure it out yourself. So that's when it comes to the clamping force. Let's move on to this cable thing. These cables on the drivers, they feel, I don't know, they don't feel durable. So you have to be very careful with them. There is a mic though, and the mic is pretty good. So yeah, there's that. But after the cables, I know it's a black background, but don't worry, I will provide B-roll for this. So the cable that after the Y strap, the cable is pretty thick. It's pretty good, and there's a what do you call this? There's like support on the 3.5 millimeter on the end. So the cable's okay. It will get irritating at first, but you'll get used to it. So what else can I talk about when it comes to the build quality? Basically, the KPH30i is very fragile, so just be careful when using it. Isolation, not, I don't think I can say there's any isolation. I mean, of course it will shield like a few sounds from a few decibels, will shave a few decibels from your hearing from the outside, but it's really nothing. Well, anyway, let's get to my conclusion. For the pros, the bass is well tuned, passable for bass heads. The sound signature is relaxed and warm. But that's pretty much it. I can't really say enough good things, for me at least. I can't really say enough good things about the KPH30i. But it is not bad, but when you compare it to the Blonde BLO3, like most IEMs in this price range will outperform the Koss KPH30i. But then again, these are headphones, and you will not get like the price ranges for headphones are very different when compared to IEMs. So that's not really a fair comparison. But if you do like something like the Blonde BLO3 and you're expecting like an upgrade, no, this is not it. Maybe like this is a side grade if you want to just, experience headphones. Yeah, maybe consider this. But if you're looking for an upgrade, no. So that's it for the pros. The cons is just the treble is too relaxed. Like there's no air in the treble. The detail retrieval is subpar, and it is extremely uncomfortable without modding. So you will need to stretch the headband, like I said. The cable doesn't look durable. I mean, I haven't had problems with it yet, but I don't know. It doesn't look durable. So there you go. That's my review for the Koss KPH30i. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you also have a Merry Christmas. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.